Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my In the Wild layered box. So again, it is just a very basic, simple box, but I've just used layers. So as you can see, I've used the very vanilla here with the DSP. I can't believe this is from In the Wild because it looks very much like it should be with the what has now retired, but the Good Morning Magnolia. I thought that would have gone really well with that stamp. But yeah, it is, as I say, just a basic box. It's a good sized box. And this beautiful stamp is from Biggest Wish, which I think is fabulous. I love big bold sentiment sometimes on things. I do miss my itty bitty, I must admit, but I do like big and bold as well. So let's go ahead and make it. There are lots of measurements because of all the layering that's going on, but they will all be on my blog, so you don't need to worry too much about that. So we're going to make the base of the box up first. So for the base of the box, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 11 by 9 inches or 28 by 23 centimetres. And we're going to score all of the sides at 2.5 inches, which is 6.5 centimetres. So all 4 sides going around. And as I said, I'm going to do this bit first because it's just going to be easier, otherwise I am going to get so confused. Okay, so fold and burnish all of these lovely score lines. And again, Cajun Craze, not one of my favourites, I have to admit. But, you know, I'm starting to like it a bit more now. So, cutting the 4 corners into wedges. So yeah, this In the Wild DSP, I haven't bought the whole suite, just wasn't my taste, and I think you should only work with products that you love, because then it shines through. But I did get the DSP, and I thought, yeah, you know, I can do something with it, and then it kind of sat there, and then I thought, no, actually, I do really like it. Right, so base is now done, so we need to find our layers. So obviously we're not going to be putting anything here. Let me just move that out of the way. So we're not going to be putting anything here because that is the base of the box, so it's just on these 4 sides. So let me sort my DSP out. So that's for the top. So I'm going to say those are for the lid. Right, so let's make sure I've done these right. So we have 2 of the basic whites, 2 DSP, 2 basic white, 2 DSP. So let's see if I've got this right. So we should have 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, which is 5.5 by 2 centimetres. No, ignore me. 5 3/4 by 2 1/4 is the Whisper White. That's 14.5 by 6. Told you this would get confusing, which is going to sit on these long panels here. That's right. And then your DSP is literally 1/2 centimetre less. So 3 3/4 by, no, 5.5 by 2 or 14 by 5.5. Honestly, I'll show you my measurements. These are all my measurements. This is all the card and the DSP, inches, centimetres. That's why I'm getting so confused. Okay, so DSP is 5.5 by 2, 14 by 5.5. And again, look at this DSP. How pretty is this? Look at all those colours that I would never put together. And yet, for some reason, they work really well. Okay, so that's those two pieces done. I'm going to confuse you before I confuse myself, trust me. So these two white pieces of basic white for the ends are 3 3/4 by 1 1/4, 9 1/2 by 6 in centimetres. And then, honestly, if you'd have seen it when I was trying to write these down, I was getting so confused. I literally had to go and make a cup of tea and just have a minute and come back to it. And then I saw it clearly. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 1 1/4, 3 1/2 by 1, 9 1/2 by 6, 9 by 5 1/2. Okay, right, let's make this base up. Okay, I'm going to go with, see if I can get the Seal Plus to play. Holding it upright, doing it nice and slowly. Not pressing on too hard, just enough for it to start rolling. Okay, yay, we did it. We mastered the Seal Plus. Okay, so just make these sides up. I must say, this is a really good sized box too. Okay, so, there's the base made up. See if we can do the top in less than 6 minutes. We'll see. Right, so that's the base. So the lid. The lid of your box, you need a piece of cardstock that's 9 by 7 or 23 by 18 centimetres. And with a shim, we are going to score all of our sides at 1 1/2 inches or 4 centimetres. Okay, oops, a little bit of a wobble at the end there, but we're all good. Okay, so same again then. So we're going to fold and burnish our score lines. I'm watching the timer now. Let's see if we can do this. Cut the corners into wedges. And again on this side. Let's not rush though, because we don't want to make a mistake. And last one. Okay. So that's that done. Right. The dreaded layers again. So this is obviously for the top. So the top is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, 5 1/2 by 3 1/2, 14 1/2 by 9 1/2, 14 by 9. Yes, we're getting there. Right, so let's get these adhered on. So that can go on there. And again, this side of the DSP is really pretty. Come on, you silly snail. Seal, even. That's probably why you're not working, if I'm calling you snail and upsetting you. Okay, so. Right, let's go again. 2 basic white, 2 DSP, 2 basic white, 2 DSP. So, let's try 5 3/4 by 1 1/4, 14 1/2 by 3 1/2. We've got this in the bag, haven't we now? Okay, get these stuck on. If my seal would roll, then we'll be okay. Oops. Okay, DSP, 5.5 by 1, 14 by 3. Took me a moment then, but we got there. Okay, and then these little fellas here, so basic white, 3 3/4 by 1 1/4, 19.5 by 3.5. And your DSP is 3.5 by 1, 9 by 3. Woohoo! Didn't take me 6 minutes. Improvements. I wonder if I made another one if I would be even quicker. Don't worry, I'm not going to. Not today anyway. Beautiful, beautiful box. Right, let's decorate the top while it's flat. So I have, whoops, some of the Bumblebee gross grain gingham ribbon. Oh no, I know what I haven't got. How crazy am I? I haven't put my cardstock out for my sentiments. Crazy me. Right, so is this big enough? Yes, I think it is. So for your sentiment then you need 3 3/4 by 3, 7.5 by 9.5. That was lucky that it fits. And then you need some basic white that is 3.5 by 2 3/4, 7 by 9. Okay, we saved that one. My lovely trio punch. Just round all those corners. I think this just adds a little more, I don't know, thought to it, I think. It doesn't make it quite so spiky square, if that makes any kind of sense. I think I'm just talking complete gibberish. Okay, so that's that done. So, dimensionals on the back here. And this is going on first. You're going to think, hey, wait, you need to put ribbon on. No, no, no. So this is going on first in the centre. Then, she says, where's it gone? A little bit of tear and tape. No, in fact, I didn't use tear and tape. I used my Seal Plus for 3 little strips like so. I then got my ribbon and stuck it on like that. Give it a little twist, stick it down again, another little twist, stick it down again, give it a trim. That's got rid of that. And then on my card, on my basic white, my biggest wish. So we're going with some happy and birthday. And we are going with crushed curry? No. Cajun. Where's Cajun? Who's hidden the Cajun craze? There it is. Okay. So, happy, happy, happy. Happy birthday. I that's straight. It's straight enough for me anyway. So Cajun crayon on there. This time I'm going to go back on with some dimensionals in the corners. Notice I'm going really close to the edges here. That's because of my ribbon. So I know that my dimensionals will fit just in there. And then, oops, get off. This will sit nicely on there. And then my last little bit of fun, I haven't used any of these yet. These are the 2020 to 2022 Incolor Square Gems, which I thought, being as I've used Bumblebee ribbon, I would use Bumblebee Square Gems. I'm going to be contraire and put them at an angle. Oops. And then in the corners. Okay, and then we just need to make our box up. So adhesive on those little tabs. I mean, that looks a really busy box, but actually when you put this together, it won't look quite so busy. So I'm going to put one edge and then on my box, tuck those in. Beautiful. And there we go. There are my In the Wild layered boxes. Hope you like them. Hope I entertained you, if nothing else. Have a fabulous day and I'll see you all again soon.